What's going on, guys? So today I was just gonna make a quick little vlog informative video kind of talking about my experiences having a puppy at college and kind of going over some of the things that people might forget about when deciding to get a dog or bring... Goose, come! Where are you going, bud? Yeah, don't mind us, we're on a hike. Goose, come. Good boy. Yeah, he's got quite a lot of energy right now. So anyways, before we were so rudely interrupted by Goose, yeah, this is just going to be a quick video kind of talking about some of the things that you might overlook when thinking about bringing a dog to college. One of the first things you kind of have to take into consideration or think about is, are you okay switching or changing what kind of person you are and what you do? Now, Goose, come on, let's go. Okay, it doesn't matter what he's eating right now. But your life is going to change a lot when you get a puppy, and it's not the same as before. You actually have responsibilities other than your schoolwork. So at least in my experience, I'm currently a senior, and I was thinking about getting a dog briefly last year and last semester, but I kind of figured this was the perfect time to do it just because of online classes. But your life kind of changes when you get a dog, especially if you live alone like I do. You don't really have... You can't rely on your parents or a sibling to watch them if you want to, go out to a party and spend the night somewhere. And that'll kind of bring me to my first point, is you can still go out, have a social life, go to the bar, go to parties, but one thing you really can't do is spend the night at other people's places. I'm not judging, it happens to all of us, we do it. But you have to come back to a dog. At the end of the day, they have to go out when you come back from parties, and it's just not fair to them to leave them in a cage from 7 p.m. to 10 a.m. the next day because you want to go sleep somewhere or do something. There's plenty of people who have dogs that I see who do that, and their dogs will, wake up covered in their own feces or pee, and that's just not fair to the dogs. It's just kind of a selfish reason to get a dog if you're not gonna give them the attention they need. But that being said, you can't let that deter you from getting a dog. Like, my social life really hasn't changed at all, getting a dog coming to school. You just have to plan around it. Like, if you're gonna go out to a party or go hang out with friends, you just have to plan accordingly and maybe take them on a long hike like I'm doing right now, because I know I'm gonna go out later tonight. Because we all know dogs sleep 12 to 16 hours a day. So as long as you can get them and plan for them to sleep on the hours you're going places, it's completely fine. Which this will bring me to my next point, is the main number one thing you have to teach a dog, if you're having one while you're at school, is to be good in their crate, cage training, whatever you want to call it. Everyone has a different term for it. Because they will have to spend some time in their crates. You got to go to class, you got to go turn in an assignment, you're going out to hang with friends. You can't just let them roam your apartment. Unless you live with a bunch of roommates who can all watch them. But in at least in my experience, I live by myself. It also really does help having a couple friends that you trust enough. Not just trust in the sense of, they're good people, but they have dogs at home and they know how to take care of dogs. Because if you really need to go somewhere on a short notice and your dog's wide awake and you can't throw them in their cage, it really helps to have someone that you could be text and be like, hey, could you watch my dog for an hour or 30 minutes? Come on, Goose, let's go. And the next big thing that I guess I kind of overlooked or just underestimated was how much work really dogs are to take care of. It's pretty much like you got a whole damn kid for yourself. And like I said, this is for college students, so we don't have experience raising kids and stuff, and sure, we might have dogs at home, but you have 3-4 other people taking care of them with you. This is your own singular living being that is all yours to take care of, and they strictly rely on you to take care of them. So, Goose, you good? Another case of the zoomies? So anyway, like I was saying, it is completely up to you, oh, you're falling, to make sure they're up to date on their shots, on their heart medicine, flea medicine, tick medicine, everything. And that was completely new to me. You had to research your vets by yourself, you have to figure out all this stuff, you have to pay for all of it. And dogs are not cheap, So I mean, if you're not in a place financially to support a dog, let alone support yourself, there's no reason just to wait a couple of years. You know, you might want to be cool and have a puppy with you at school if you're a guy, to get a bunch of girls, or just, come on Goose, let's go. But at the end of the day, it's a living being, so you can't just be selfish and get it for selfish reasons. Goose, come. But a lot of these experiences really go towards getting a new puppy. And obviously puppies are way more work than older dogs. You know, I have friends that have adult dogs, you know, 3 to 6 years old. And it seems like those dogs are actually quite easy to have on college campuses. They don't require, oh, almost just fell. They don't require as much time and energy, and they're already pretty relaxed. Sorry if I'm not looking at the camera. He's just kind of running around off a leash through a forest, and just gotta make sure he doesn't run away. Goose, come on. Come on, buddy. But yeah, anyways, so if you're thinking of getting or bringing your adult dog from home, then it's honestly not that bad as long as you're a responsible person. And before I really get into this is really just going out to people who live in homes or apartments on their college campus. I don't think I've ever seen a dorm that allows dogs, and if you're in Greek life, a fraternity or sorority, like, no chance you can actually have a dog in the actual house. And then I think the biggest thing that you have to think about, or just remember when bringing a dog, especially getting a new puppy, is you have to be ready 24/7 to take them out and to lose a lot of sleep, or just to be on their schedule. Because there's going to be a lot of days, maybe a Sunday morning, Saturday morning, you come back completely hungover, you know, you just got in at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, Goose, come back. Or sit, that works too. And you get in bed late, it's 6 a.m., 7 a.m., you're hungover as shit, maybe still drunk, and your dog starts barking, wanting to go out, needing attention, and you just don't have it in you to do it, but you still have to do it. That's probably been the worst and hardest thing thus far, is waking up super early and being fully attentive to your dog, especially when you're hungover or tired or you just had a late night. And there's nothing you can do about that. You just kind of have to. Another thing you have to be aware of, or just mindful of, is your living situation. Okay, like I mentioned earlier, it's fine to have a dog if you're in an apartment or a house, but you have to think about your neighbors. So this is more so just for if you're in an apartment getting a dog, because houses, your neighbors aren't really going to hear them unless they're like ridiculously loud at barking. But I've been pretty fortunate where the location of my apartment is. I don't have a lot of close neighbors, and the only neighbor I do have, they've already told me that they can't hear Goose when he barks. Goose, come back! Goose! Goose! And then another thing you need to think about is you need to find ways to let your dog be a dog, you know? I go to a big college, I go to Indiana University, and around my apartment there's not many places for him to roam, run, meet other dogs, or just be a dog. So you kind of got to find things to do or around town that allow them to do this, whether it's like a hiking trail like where we're at now, where I can just take him off his leash and he just kind of roams and does dog things, or dog parks, or friends with dogs that you can let them have play dates, just things to actually let them release all their energy, because a tired dog is a happy dog. Come on, let's keep walking. And by no means was this video supposed to like scare people off of getting a new dog or put fear in them, but it's a big responsibility. You have to be ready for a lot of these things. You have to give them the attention they need, and there's just some factors in your life that could potentially mean you should not get a dog right now. And you know, that's pretty much it. I just tried to cover all the universal factors that most people would have to deal with. Obviously there's going to be some different things that everyone else has that's completely situational, which obviously I can't cover because I don't know everyone's situation. But yeah, you know, I plan on doing another video talking just specifically about my experience and the things that I did that worked for me. This was just kind of a general one. So yeah, if you enjoyed the video, I'd appreciate a like, comment, subscribe, and until next time, see ya.